Well, hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. I hope you all are doing really well out there. I am happy to announce that I have finally received the records for Audit Them, Shady, the Arabian Outlaw. You know, Dr. Dave's best friend, the one that he likes to call Goat Boy. So I'm sure Dr. Dave has been waiting for this video for quite a while. I know we've been waiting like 2 weeks for these records. Yesterday morning, I had to remind Cook County that they had told me it would be 72 hours to receive the records after I had paid for them. Well, yesterday at 4:45, Cook County finally sent them to me. So there was no surprises for me, but I'm thinking all of you are going to be very disappointed. So without further ado, let's get into the history of Audit Them. Oh, we're going to see our very first arrest here comes on November 16th, 2005. Shady, the Arabian Outlaw. He was arrested at the age of 17. He was arrested for with another person, actually, for simple assault, a misdemeanor. Good God, look at how young he looks there. Anyhow, let's see what the narrative says about this crime. As you see here, it looks like key of C above arrested on signed complaints, in that the victim stated above offender, which is Sade, along with another person, told the victim that he was to sell drugs for them, and that if he snitched on them, the offenders will go to the victim's house with an AK-47 assault rifle and shoot up his home. The victim stated that, and they've got it all blanked out there, after offender Shadi was read his rights per Miranda, he name check was clear per the computer. And as you can see, Shadi got a whole 6 months probation after he pled guilty to that crime in Cook County, Illinois. Now, on October 22nd, 2010, going ahead 5 years, he was charged with driving on a suspended driver's license, and he was also charged with use of a mobile telephone while driving. Looks like Cook County would have had one of the earliest laws against driving while talking on a cell phone. Anyways, they dropped that charge, but he was found guilty of driving on a suspended license, but there is no disposition listed. Now, the next day, they impounded his vehicle because he had been caught the day before. And he didn't have a license. They impounded his vehicle, and they struck that charge off. So now we're going to go ahead. We've got unlawful speed in a school zone out of Dania Beach, Florida, in Broward County. Looks like here he was going 30 in a 15-mile-per-hour zone. Well, let's take a look right at the ticket. So sure enough, you can look at the ticket here, and that's going to be Sade, and he uses two different spellings of his name, ladies and gentlemen. He uses S-H-A-D-I, and he also uses S-H-A-D-E. Now, when he uses the I, his last name ends in an N. When he uses last name Shady with an E, his last name ends in an M. So it's kind of interesting on how he does that here. But on March 3rd, 2022, he got a speeding ticket. Again, it was 30 and a 15 in a school zone, as you see there. It was on South Federal Highway, down that way. Let's see, we got to block out some of this stuff on his vehicle here, but he was in a 2013 Dodge van that was blue. Now, the interesting part of this is one of these where you must comply within 30 days of the ticket, but it's a mail-in ticket. And guess what? Y'all want to know why Sade left Florida a couple years ago and went back to Chicago? It's because he's never, ever paid for this ticket. He was found guilty and he was fined $405, which he has never paid. And now, with late fees, he owes $569.24 on that ticket. Yeah, you think he would want to pay that, but he's now a whole country away. I mean, he's all the way up north now. That's all the way down south. He's not going to worry about it, probably. And now we're going to go ahead. He's got a couple, 3 civil cases here. It shows back on March 14th, 2019. There was a mortgage foreclosure by U.S. Bank Trust and Company, Trust National, to Faraday. Faraday is the father of the family. Then we've got Summer, who is I'm not sure who she is. I think she's a sister. She's also got the last name. There's Christopher, there's Hannah, and there's Jennifer, and then there's old Sade. So that foreclosure was on January 15th, 2020. The foreclosure was granted by the court, and the property is now currently owned by the U.S. Bank Trust National, per the tax records. And we go ahead last year to July 2nd, 2024. Sade sued Patel Hitash and 2 John Does in Cook County. It's for other personal injury or wrongful death lawsuit. And the next time they're going to go to court is at the end of the month here, March 26th, 2025. And then a month later, in August 21st, 2024, Sade, as attorney in fact for Faraday, now I find that quite interesting, that he's acting as an attorney now without any law license. Interesting, eh, folks? As you can see right here in the actual court documents, it states Sade, the last name you got to block out there, as attorney, in fact, for Faraday. I think I might make a phone call tomorrow. Not that they probably don't already. Well, I can't call tomorrow because tomorrow will be Sunday, and, well, ain't nobody going to be there. I might have to give a call to the Chancery Division there in Cook County on Monday and see what's going on there. Anyways, that court date, or actually, let me see, they're suing somebody called Alan D. Hare. He's the manager of RYH Investments et al. There's a bunch of other names behind there that he's suing. That's out of Cook County, Illinois, and their next court date is May 6th, 2025. We got our header here, folks. It's Audit Them. Sade. Sade George is his actual name. We had to block out the last name because of the privacy strikes. And he was born in July of 1988. Again, he's got many different names on how he pronounces it, how he does it. We blocked all those out there so we don't get in trouble. He's got another nickname, Sam Shady. We got a Chicago address for him that was foreclosed on in 2020. That's the one down there below that we were talking about. He was driving a gray Nissan Altima. We had to block out the plate number there so we don't get in any trouble. That was in August of 2022. He likes to use the name Anthony Lopez when he's making his FOIA request or his records requests. And you get this, he's a failed rapper, ladies and gentlemen, a failed rap artist. So speaking of being a failed rapper, did you know that Audit Them tried that? Yeah, here he is right here as George Fleesty. I honestly think a better name for him would have been the Arabian Outlaw, but he chooses what he's going to be. I have a 1 minute and 10-second clip of him trying, and I want to reiterate, trying in the nicest way possible. But that boy could not sing to save his life, let me tell you. I would like to put up like a 10-second clip of that 1 minute, 10-second shot that I have. But I can't. The copyright laws are different for songs or recordings than they are for videos. And you all know Slim Shady, the Arabian Outlaw, would get so butthurt over this video if I tried to play a 10-second clip of him screeching. I can't even call it singing, ladies and gentlemen. It's screeching. That's exactly what it is. And I told you folks that you would be disappointed at his record. I believe his hatred comes from being anti-American. But you just can't bring himself to be a proper homegrown terrorist. So he likes to make threats and does what he does with this frauditing and FOIA requests crap. You know, it's been proven that Audit Them is not the serial butt grabber from Florida that everyone wanted him to be due to the name that he likes to falsely use for public records requests, which was Anthony Lopez. But, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, we'll move on. You know, for that one there, the ages just do not add up, as Shadi was 27 at the time of that crime, and the perpetrator is clearly listed as a 20-year-old. Now, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, as always, please hit that thumbs up button to let everyone know that you did. Comment down below on what you think of Audit Them, Shady, the Arabian outlaw. Apparently the comments help with the algorithm thingamajiggy just as much as the thumbs ups do. And be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel already, and tell everyone that you know about the channel. And feel free to share this video. Don't forget about our Patreon page, where if you subscribe, you can get all the unedited information for the frauditors that we have to edit or redact here. I think it's something like 35 or 40 people over there now, and that money does help out a lot with court requests for records. A lot of them, they're starting to charge crazy money. Like I said, the one for the guy in Texas there, they wanted $43 for his. So, I got bad news. The Officer Down Memorial page now says there are 15 law enforcement officers that have lost their lives in the line of duty so far this year. I know for a fact they are behind. That record was from like 3-8, something like that. And I have read online in the last week that a couple of more officers have been killed in the line of duty. And that is super sad. Now, the bluelife.org page is telling us the news isn't any better over there. So far this year, 20 law enforcement officers have taken their own life. I just sit here and shake my head wondering why. Why would those officers never have reached out to anyone for help? Or if they did, why didn't someone see the signs? Because there are telltale signs. Well, folks, that's all I've got for today. I opted to wait for Audit Them's records to come in before exposing Big Mike's audits, because I just knew if I would get ready to do a video on Big Mike, then Shadi's records would come in and I'd screw it all up. So anyways, I will get to him next, I promise. So until then, you all please take care out there now.